Welcome back. This is Snow Farm's Underground episode. It's number 7. Today is the 15th September 2022. And again, this is just going to be thoughts on current day-to-day happenings, philosophy, whatever tickles my fancy. Thanks for joining me. I'm Russ Snow, as always. The Underground's probably just going to be me. And then the normal episodes that have a schedule are going to be Andrew and I. So today's topic is there's always a crisis. And Pete Kionis had a really just a Substack post today just talking about, folks who are listening too much to politics or thinking too much about politics and get wound up on both sides. Go outside, touch grass, unplug. And that's been going around for quite a while. And it's definitely one of these things when you get into homesteading, everyone gets there in a different way, right? For some folks, for me, an omnivore's dilemma had a lot to do. And I think that was the student experience book I think it was 2008 at College of Idaho when I was coaching there. And read that and just thought about what was going into my food. And then the financial crash happened and it really just spurred me to action. Some folks get there the way I did. Some folks, it's being robbed or crime or all these different things. And you end up getting into this. And at first, at least for men, there's this panic of I have to protect my family. It's really easy to go down the rabbit hole of gear and guns, right? But I mean, you can wear a pistol and carry a rifle. Anything past that second gun, it starts to get heavy doing your day-to-day activities. So the big thing I want to encourage you today, just some thoughts, is the more you decouple from the media, I think the better your life's going to be. And I wish I had it. I keep it on my monitor at work. There's a quote from Thomas Jefferson, and it relates to today. Human beings, I'll say this 100 times if I have 100 episodes, but we have not evolved at all from when the Stoics were talking about human failing. But anyways, Jefferson said he'd given up newspaper for Tacitus, and there's another philosopher they named, and he found his life much improved for it. Something to that effect. It's no different. So if you're watching 10 hours of Fox or 10 hours of CNN or MSNBC, or you're on Daily Beast or what's the Daily Wire, either side of the political divide, if you're just in that echo chamber and you're just getting wound up about it, you're not improving your life a bit. Arguing with strangers on the internet does not improve your life a bit. It's one of the things I love about homesteading. It's a lot like coaching. When I was coaching, if I was working 100 hours a week, I could be productive and improve not just my career, but the team through that work. So whether that was watching film, recruiting, weight room, individual stuff, if I was managing my time, I could make a big impact as an individual. The homestead is no different. If you're ruthless with your time management, you can see huge, huge improvements with your time. The more you spend, you can make your place look beautiful. You can make it more productive. You can make it more profitable. You can sell things, all these things. And the more you get into it, the better you get at it. The more you fail, the better you get at it, because they're all lessons. And the thing to remember about the media, I mean, it's an outrage generator. And the only way to win is to detach. Time management. You're going to hear me talk about this a ton because through, what has it been? 8 years now. And that we've been on a homestead of more than 10 acres. And the previous, up back to 2008, 2009 is when I really started gardening in the backyard. Time management and being productive versus being busy. Sitting down at the beginning of your day, knocking out to-do list. And one of the things that I've started challenging myself just recently is what's the hardest thing I need to get done today? Do that first, because then everything else gets monumentally easier, and the satisfaction of the day, I'm so much happier about that. The next thing, and this comes with wisdom and age, know the difference between a do-it-yourself project and when you need to call somebody. I had some electrical stuff that needed to get done. switching out boxes, and I could watch a lot of YouTube videos, and I'm pretty sure I could have got 80% of the way there. But that's one of those things. Electricity, I have a healthy respect for it. Just hire that out, get it done, get it knocked out, move on to something else. And you're going to have if and this is, again, a lot of this podcast is geared toward a young Russ Snow and lessons I wish I would have known. You're going to have folks that really think you're nuts and will tell you this and just bag on you, and what a waste of time and of money and everything else. The flip side, because I've had a lot of folks, not a lot, there's been a small vocal section of folks really question everything we've done, why we're spending so much time, it's cheaper at the store, all these things, and never question folks who sit in front of a television for hours at a time, who don't accomplish anything. Maybe, perhaps they have a job that carries a lot of prestige, but they're not really accomplishing anything. They're not really changing their life. On the flip side, I would suspect that close to half of my male coworkers really envy the space that we have. And getting at home, I don't have any neighbors. I don't have anybody. So I get to do what I want. I really am king of my castle. The guys that live in HOAs, the guys that live in neighborhoods where you have to interact, and if you have one knucklehead neighbor, it just makes it really rough, right? So that part's really nice. So the encouragement today is just be productive. Be ruthless with your time management. Make lists every day, and whatever doesn't get done gets transferred to a list for the next day. Save those lists. One of the things that I really am happy about is I've still got a bunch of pick lists from the Milford place. And I think it was in 2016, 2017, I put together a list of everything I wanted to get done. It was big projects. And I ended up getting, I think there were 15 on that list. And I ended up getting all of those done except for 2. And to be able to go back and say, I did all this, and look at the pictures, take pictures for yourself. Don't take the picture for social media. And the biggest mistake I always make is I don't take pictures when the place is just ugly, when it's dried out during the wintertime, when it's not pretty to look at. I'm like, no one wants to see that. And for me, I need to take those pictures so that I can look back and go, this is what it looked like. So right now it's green. It looks like Ireland will get the perfect amount of rain. I was really happy. It's just beautiful right now. So that's one of the things. Take pictures when it's ugly as well. So this is for the young guys starting out. You're going to fail. You're going to make mistakes. I'm not a huge Teddy Roosevelt fan. I have mixed feelings, right? He was a human being. He did a lot of amazing things for what he did. But I have 2 quotes from today. I wish to preach not the doctrine of ignoble ease, but the doctrine of strenuous life, and the life of toil and effort, of labor and strife. To preach that highest form of success, which comes not to the man who desires mere easy peace, but to the man who does not shrink from danger, from hardship, or from bitter toil, and who out of these wins the splendid ultimate triumph. I'm a Gen Xer, proud. I think most folks, when you get to this age, I hear the 40s are the least content decade. I have never been happier than in my 40s. The great thing about being a Gen Xer is we knew from an early age that what the boomers had, we were never going to be able to have. And the decisions that were made, and the whole boomer hatred thing, right? Unfair. A majority of Gen X's parents had a really tough go. My life, in a lot of ways, was much easier than my parents as far as physical labor. But on the flip side, the atomization of our society has been, and Gen X saw it, and then the millennials and the Zoomers now. There are no romantic comedies anymore. Andrew and I were talking about that the other day. those are gone because there's no romance. There's no chasing. And it's just looking at the society that way. It's really, really sad what the kids are getting to miss out on. Um, it is one of the things that I really, really want to get Samuel to understand is that romantic love, that chivalrous love, that it's important. It is noble. It is something to strive for. But an easy life is not something to strive for. If you're not challenging your body, if you right now, me and a couple of the other old guys at the shop, we have started walking in the morning and putting some plyometrics into it. And I'm hurting right now from 2 days ago. I am much closer to 50 than I am to 30 now. And mentally I still feel I'm not too far off from the kid I was at 25. So, but I'm pushing my body. I want to see how long, and part of it too is for Samuel. I want to see how long I can keep up with him and go share things and run and climb and hike, all the things I want to share with him. I have a huge love of the outdoors and hiking. So those are all things on that side for me. The flip side is you're more protective at work. Farm fit is a thing. So one of the great advantages I have I haven't done anything really for 3 years except work my guts out on the farm every day when I'm home. So that getting out, moving, lifting, figuring out problems, solving those, carrying bags of feed, carrying water for the hydroponics, that was a joyful thing. But these things matter. And that's, again, of all the hobbies that you get out and spend a couple hours a day on, getting out and growing your own food, being outside in the sun, it's a great, great thing. But for the young guys that are listening, don't give up. Just keep swimming. One of the things that I've written down for Samuel, I've got probably 70, 80 pages written for him of encouragement lessons I've learned with the eye towards I've had several friends pass away, guys younger than me. So there's no guarantee of tomorrow. You get hit by a bus, heart attack, who knows, industrial accident. There are all these things. So I just wanted him to have that guide from his dad and thoughts, but just keep getting up, keep answering the bell. No one cares that you get knocked down if you get back up again. And those are the things on your farm as you fail, just get back up. These are all the notes I have for tonight. I know it's a really short episode. So this will be the challenge or the call to action out of this is be productive with your time. Set aside, and it's really easy, and I am as guilty of this as anybody. I have a full weight room I've built into a shed, and it is rare that I use it on the weekends when I'm home. But find 20 to 30 minutes, put it into your schedule, go find some friends, community, to befriend the old folks walking around the mall, but have that 20, 30 minutes set aside to take care of your body. Lift kettlebells. There are tons of great exercises, all kinds of body weight exercises. If you can't do farm fit, spend that 20 or 30 minutes a day active. Meditate. That's another thing that Pete talked about. For me, when I'm driving in the mornings, I don't have anything on in the car. No podcast, no music. I am alone with my thoughts. Find that time. Get comfortable with yourself as you're just sitting there trying to be as into driving as I can be. And the things that are on my mind come to the forefront, and I just start examining them and how do I fix this? How do I work on this? And it has made it's just a wonderful thing. But continue to work on yourself, continue to try and improve yourself, read great books. I know that Andrew and I are going to talk a lot about books. One of my great I have so many things I find joyous, but I take so much pleasure in our library. And I am very much on you need physical copies of books that matter. To have it in your hands, to be able to underline things, go back, touch it, it just, for me, and I bought the very first Kindle back in 2000. That would have been 2008 or 2009. It's immediately when it came out. It was $368, which was real money at the time. I still remember how much it was, but there's just something about the written page, about words on paper, that tie things in my brain. And maybe for you Zoomers and millennials that have grown up without that paper, your brain doesn't have that tie, but for me it does. Build that library. Use your local library. Get to know that librarian. Find out how to order books in from other, and how their purchasing process works to buy books that you're interested in, to be brought in so you can read them. But the biggest thing about this, in most things in the homestead, there's no right or wrong, right? They're just trade-offs. So find things that speak to your heart, pursue those things, chase them hard, fail, learn from it, get up the next day. Just keep getting up. That's all I have. Thank you for listening. One of the things that I can't remember which podcast talked about it, but the median number of podcasts and the average podcast on the internet is 7. So this is number 7. When Andrew and I, God willing, record another episode, we will be past the median. So I'm enjoying the heck out of it. I think Andrew's having a good time. Hopefully we will get better and better at this and provide some good content and knowledge, and if nothing else, just a friend out there who's gone through it, and the commiseration of the process. But thanks again. We'll see you.